Hello everyone and welcome to the part 10 playthrough of the Dream Master map. In this part, we'll fight a couple of big enemies and finally reach the monastery, which was our primary objective for a long while. And our first enemy will be Victoria, who lives in this location. A few words about her while I'm getting ready for this fight. She is a level 3500 sorcery specialist. Her spell power skill is actually not very high, but despite that, her spells deal enormous amounts of damage. She has just 3 spells in her spellbook: Magic Arrow, Fire Shield and Armageddon, which is thanks to an Armageddon's blade in her possession. At all costs, I want to avoid getting hit by Armageddon because it just hits like a truck. And thankfully, because she has a fire shield, I'll be able to do that. So now Kalch is gonna take out remaining 2 Titan stacks I need to deal with before I can access Victoria. I think that's gonna be final location for Elmer to clear. Now, Giselle made an extra loins piece for Marius, an extra chest piece, a Legion chest piece to be able to get back to Marius, and extra loins to let Marius go to Victoria. Now, one of the problems with Victoria is that she has a Horn of the Abyss, meaning that any unit that is killed in this fight will be raised as a Fangarm, and what it means is basically delays the time when I actually kill her or like blind her units, right? So basically that's a big problem actually. So that gives her more time to cast Armageddon. Which I don't want to do, as I said. So she has very, like, just a little factory change, but most dangerous units are Fangarms and Titans. And first cast is haste to make sure that demons threaten his units, or her units actually. And I use Archdevils and Dragons to kill everything. Every old garbage basically. And I brought only once of demons, once of Archdevils and Dragons to make sure that they don't get raised as Fangarms. I got there a little bit of a lucky morale when dealing with second Titan stack. And so she cast Fire Shield turn 1 because my demons were threatening to hit. And Armageddon, while very strong, it kills maybe like 2000 demons. It's not as strong as if I would hit a Fire Shielded Fangarms, for example. If I were to kill them, to attack them, then all my demons would be killed. So that explains why Victoria cast Fire Shield there. And casting haste was actually important for that, so demons actually were threatening Victoria's units, and it kind of makes sense in some way. But eventually it was her undoing, and she was unable to deliver losses to me. So that's very nice. And if you paid attention, she has some juicy artifacts. Most notably, she has an Orb of Vulnerability, the thing that enabled me to actually blind Fangarms, who, as you know, are immune to blind. And same goes for Titans. And so that is very significant. It's gonna open a few avenues for us. Also she had, as I mentioned, a Horn of the Abyss, but that's kind of not very significant finding. She also has a Cloak of the Undead King, and I'll be able to farm some leeches, and I will do the farming, but I'm not gonna use them for anything, for any of the primary fights ahead. My Necromancer is gonna be doing like secondary fights, just to save a little bit of time for Marius. Leeches could be a great force in hands of Orin, but I won't be using them for anything of importance. And while I was talking, Ziv took a town from Adrienne. Shortly I will bring Marius to this town and she will be fighting Adrienne. And when we deal with Adrienne, we get access to Josephine, a guard of the monastery. Some nice resource piles there. Mario's gonna have 200 mana for this fight against Adrienne. Fairly small amount. But now that I have a normal vulnerability, it's pretty trivial. Although she is not difficult to deal with not having the orb of vulnerability. Although an Armageddon's blade is actually pretty important, I think, in this fight, because she has Armageddon. Necromancer is gonna do some leech farming. There is a nice garrison here. It's gonna be a demonstration of one cool trick with quicksand against hydras. So as you can see, I don't have any shooters here, and I don't want to be resurrecting many, and demons actually do not kill that many hydras. So I will have to do some tricky things to actually not take damage. And thankfully, hydras are quite predictable in the way they move, so I'll be using quicksands to make them waste their turn after I remove the blind. It's completely unnecessary because I could have brought one demon in a separate stack, and I would be able to simply blind during its turn. But this way it's cooler. It can work on against any enemies, but hydras are in particular easy to predict. So kind of a nice little trick there. Anyway, I got a first batch of my leeches. Necromancer gets a golden bow because, well, he's gonna have leeches, so obviously it's nice to have a golden bow if you have like a 7,000 leeches. And he's gonna go and take another garrison for more necromancy stuff. Okay, let's go. Let's fight Adrienne lady. As you probably noticed, I brought a bunch of different units, including even Imp and a Hellhound, which may seem weird, but the reason I brought them is, I mean, obviously they will die, so they won't affect my movement, and they weren't in my army to begin with, but why I brought them is because Marius was sitting in a garrison, in a town, but not in a garrison, right? So I put a fast unit to her army, her own army, and everything else was in the garrison. And when Adrienne attacked, in this situation, what happens is that armies get merged. Obviously, if there is no hero in garrison, and when this happens, basically everything gets joined. So if I brought, let's say, 5 Ifrits, like one in 5, basically 5 stacks, one in each stack, right? One Ifrit in each stack. What would have happened is that they would be joined in a single stack when she attacked, and I need one stacks here to be able to block, to be able to take retaliation off, to do whatever, and so basically that's why I need different units so that they would not be able to join like Ifrits would be, and that's basically it. So it's a bit annoying that I was unable to give myself blind immunity here. Maybe I should have. I think I have a pendant of what's the name? The one that gives immunity to blind. But I'm not sure. Probably I have like a bunch in total. So when Adrienne doesn't know what to do, she basically does summon these elementals. Basically pretty useless. Very fortunately, the ground under this mine is a magic earth plane that makes Orin's magic earth expert, and he actually can town portal even though he has less than 300 movement points left, and he doesn't have expert earth. Takes the town. Unfortunately, it doesn't get to move after that, so can't use it. Can't use this location this turn. If it wasn't irrelevant in this situation, it would be a bit unfortunate. He was 12 movement points short, actually. So Marius, Frederick, and Henchman go to take on Josephine. The lady I actually mentioned a few times before that, as she, from afar, she looked very intimidating, okay? Because golem specialty, very high level. Golems are a nightmare to deal with. Unless, of course, I mean, one thing I did not pay attention from afar is that the fight takes place on magic plane. Which means Marius has expert earth and expert fire magic in this fight. So it makes things way more easier. With Orb of Vulnerability, at least. Now, if you play this map and don't use Marius as your primary hero for some reason, you still can get Berserk. There are a couple of ways to do that, so you could get Expert Scholar with Rion. The quest is actually not far from Josephine location. That's option number one, and obviously you need wisdom on your hero to use Berserk this way. Could be another limitation. But at least Henchman is a pretty decent candidate for that. He has a very high amount of mana thanks to his specialty. And you can get fire magic on him, and he has wisdom, so if you don't use Marius, he is a pretty solid candidate for this fight. And another option is to learn Berserk from a shrine. I wasn't in this game, I wasn't in that location, and actually don't plan to go to that shrine. I will go like close to it, so I will mention the Berserk later, but it's gonna be kind of significantly later, not in this part at least. And so there is a way to get Berserk, but you'll have to either beat a strong kind of decently strong hero, or let him free, and he's a logistics specialist, high level, so I'm not sure it's kind of advisable to let him free. It's gonna be pretty annoying. So I would advise killing him. there is this hermit's shack, which is a kind of actually especially nice object on this map because you just have to pay a great price to get your skills to expert level. And if you get, for example, like if you have Rion, right, with advanced scholar. If you are lucky enough, if you get like his other skills to expert or just lucky to level up for scholar, that's very good. Otherwise, expert scholar costs 3,000 resources. So that's crazy price. Kind of, as you can see, I'm almost at a level where I could pay this price, but actually don't intend to get expert scholar on this map. Okay, red hero apparently lost enough, red player, I mean, lost enough of its heroes and now started hiring them in a tavern. And there is a town behind, a couple of garrisons there where I sent my necromancer. So luckily I sent him there to actually deal with those garrisons, and while he is at it, take care of the red player. I don't want to be annoyed by them. Although, if I'm completely honest, the second garrison is actually quite an annoyance to deal with. I think it's an anti-magic garrison, if I recall correctly, and it's guarded pretty heavily. So it's good that Necromancer can just kind of refill his army of necromancy there, but if I had to attack it with demons, it would be pretty dirty. Would definitely prefer not to do that, and probably would have to keep a hero nearby, or maybe like just be ready to attack red, so that it doesn't get any weird ideas about getting out and being annoying. Orange hero also soon will be asking for attention. There was a quest guard that released him like on day 5 of the previous week. He's a pretty weak hero at this point, so I could probably beat him like with most of my heroes. Most of my stronger heroes at least. But I don't want to bring army to deal with him, so I'm gonna wait for him to show up and use Necromancer. At this point I was still hoping, or I am still hoping to finish in 2 months. But kind of not very optimistic about this anymore. Okay, I did forget to equip shackles, or maybe I don't even have them, but it doesn't matter. So another beautiful Leech count boost. So I want to get some meat for the Necromancer. Basically anything that can take a hit is good. Or anything rather that will take a hit. I should have probably also brought war machines as well. So that they would have most likely also drawn a couple of hits. A bit of a demon farming, as it's a day 1 again. Just want to make sure that all my heroes, or maybe not all, visited stables. Maybe, probably it's just wasted time in the grand scheme of things, but I thought that even though I don't plan to use these heroes like this day, maybe next day, maybe even more than that, still probably not a bad idea to have them have stables visited, so just in case if I actually need them, I would be able to use them without having to spend time on stables. So that's gonna be a Josephine. The hero that actually could be sidestepped here, unfortunately. But it's, I think it's gonna be fixed probably. I hope I won't forget to mention it when I write a review for this map. So basically the idea against her, she has way too strong an army to deal with, and basically I want to do a complete berserk lockdown of her army, and that's how I'm gonna do it. Yes, it's that easy. Sometimes it's a bit more difficult than that. I mean, some fights. Sometimes you have to be a little bit more tricky. But this one wasn't as tough. So these golems are actually so annoying, so strong. Luckily, I will be able to help them with my demons, as you may imagine. Golems, these two stacks hit each other and basically remove a retaliation every turn, so I can land a free hit on one of them with my demons, speeding the process up a little bit, and also when necessary I can equalize them a little bit. Okay, it was good enough. Now we get to free monk hero, who's gonna be essential for further progress. So we need to resurrect Zidar, like our, let's say, next major goal. And to get access to the location where I can do that, I need this fella. There is another, like an anti-magic garrison. Much easier than Josephine, though. Need some meat to soak damage from titans and dragons. I miscalculated an amount of meat though I need. It turns out that demons do not reach titans from anywhere here. A bit unfortunate, as you can see. So I decide to bring another Ifrit to block titans one extra turn. So we basically free monk and abbot, I think. The fella who will let us into the elemental's plane where we resurrect Zidar. And he also has a decent bunch of zealots. And nice artifacts, actually. Very, very nice artifacts. So I will do a little let's say a segue. Not sure if it's a correct word here, but I won't go straight to fight next hero. Here I will take a short detour to visit a library of enlightenment here, which is not necessarily a great idea. Marius does not need it. A bit unfortunate here, but I will resurrect a zealot just to take another hit next turn. There is another hero close where I get 5,000 dwarves. There is one thing actually I may have eventually forgotten about. Maybe I didn't. But there is also a quest for this hero to get, I think, 1800 extra dwarves. So that's pretty big. That's 1800 demons. I think I forgot about this quest. I gotta say, this fight didn't go all that weight, all that great. So I ended up losing quite a bit of mine. leeches. But it doesn't matter that much. I didn't bother improving it. As well as I didn't bother blinding and raising all leeches I lost. So Necromancer will go and deal with easier orange players or orange heroes. That's another hero on fire fields, so I once again have expert berserk to deal with him. It's gonna be a bit trickier fight though than against Josephine. A bit annoying behavior from these cavaliers. Had to blind them eventually. Anyway folks, that's about it for today. Thank you for watching. Please leave your feedback in the comments below. I will see you in the next one. Bye.